IVM.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 21 of The Fighting Goat. I'm Arjun Chipalkatti, aka Mystic Chips, joined by my buddy Somesh, the superhuman Kamra.
Woohoo.
Mr. Kamra, somebody made a joke the other day earlier that we are called Jhagdelu Bakri.
Is it? Was the origin from Kurla? The joke originates exclusively from Kurla West.
My old hangouts, man. Mazak mein dada. But speaking of mazaks, there was no laughing matter as we saw the return of Misha Tate and the dominance of Islam Makhachev.
Oh man, what a great fight card. In fact, one of the few fight cards where all the fights ended. There was no decision on the main card. There were 5 fights. All of them were great. We obviously had Jeremy Stevens, which was on the wrong side of the card. But then Misha Tate, dude, 4.5 years, 5 years layoff, and she came back in the same weight category with 2 children. She didn't kind of bump up, go down, nothing changed in her body. She was absolutely fit. She came so ready versus
Misha 2.0, man. She looks so
seriously.
good. I mean, the thing is, a lot of the the critics are saying that she came in against a 44-year-old Marion Renault, which there is a point. But my point is that sometimes after 5.5 years and 2 kids, you want to shake off the cobwebs.
Absolutely.
You want to come in, and Marion asked for that fight. It was her leaving fight. She's retiring from the sport. Thank you, Marion, for everything. 10 years, she made it. She proved that at the age of 36, you can come into the women's division and compete with some of the best fighters in one of the hardest, most stacked divisions in the biggest fight company in the world, which is the UFC, and do it with grace and style.
Man, seriously, it was more of a mom versus mom fight, but it didn't seem that way. It went on all the way till the 3rd round. Misha Tate was pretty much dominating.
Misha bloodied her up on the ground, man.
She showed all skills. She was striking like a champ. She took Marion down very easily. The ground and pound was vicious. Man, as you rightly said, Misha 2.0, she is back. And the good part is that she's not here for just one fight. She's gunning for that 135 pounds belt.
Man, if anybody can do it, she can do it. I'd love to see her become a 2-time champion.
Well, I hope so. I hope Amanda Nunes stays till then. Sorry, I was just lost for words because Amanda Nunes' name came up there. But yeah, moving on to the main event of the evening, 5-rounder Islam Makhachev versus Thiago Moises. How did that go, Chips?
Man, that was a tough fight. We always knew, Islam Makhachev was... we play our games and we do our predictions, but as analysts, we talk about what the holes are and where the possibilities are that Thiago Moises had a chance. Thiago Moises had better striking. You could see that. And that's why, eventually we saw him go for the takedown. We saw him. And the ease with which Islam Makhachev took him down, I mean, he picked him up like a child and slammed him.
Well, absolutely.
It was a combination of strength and technique. Beautiful.
If I'm not mistaken, Moises is a brown belt in BJJ, so he's not.
Dude, he was not frustrated.
Yeah, he's not someone who can be taken lightly. But at the same time, what a dominant performance. But do you feel at some level the entire aura of Islam saying people don't want to fight me, is kind of getting to his head? Is that becoming a little too much?
Here's the thing. This has happened in the past when we saw these feared, dangerous fighters that came up the ranks and nobody wanted to fight him. If people keep drawing comparisons between him and Khabib, and I say Khabib is the more dangerous fighter. Khabib is one of the most dangerous fighters in the world, and he's retired and he's made his mark on the sport.
Right.
And I think a lot of people were more scared of fighting Khabib, to be honest. But they still did. I think it's a matter of circumstance. I think, look, man, you want to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev, you got to be ready for it. You can't come in half-assed. You can't take it on short notice. People want to get ready. And I honestly think somebody like Beneil Dariush should face him next.
Oh man. But it's more of rank number 9 versus rank number 3. I don't think that's a tempting fight for Beneil Dariush, to be honest. I would love to see him versus someone like a Dan Hooker, maybe.
Oh, yes. How could I forget?
So, that would be a great fight. But yeah, kudos.
Dan Hooker is a tough fight because Dan Hooker is also a huge guy.
He's a huge guy, he's rangy, he's lengthy, he's got great takedown defense, and at the same time, he chains his striking beautifully with his
Exactly.
takedown. So
His
I
grappling
think,
is he's on, and with somebody like somebody like Islam, you have to be worried about that takedown immediately.
yes.
But it's not the same as Khabib. With
No, it's
Khabib,
not.
you had the
It's not.
fear. You wouldn't even throw a leg kick out of the fear
Yeah.
of being taken down.
Correct. I absolutely agree with you. I think Islam, young guy, 29 years old. I think he's got some
growing
time in
still.
this sport.
He's still growing. He's still growing. He's getting better.
But I personally don't feel he has that air of invincibility. Somebody like Khabib had that air of invincibility where you knew there's a 9 out of 10 chance that Khabib is going to win, and in fact,
99.99.
99.9.
And more importantly, nobody wanted to rematch Khabib. Have you noticed? Nobody has called out Khabib ever after losing to him. Nobody says, "Oh, I want to crack at Khabib," except for Conor McGregor. who did
Except
it.
for Conor McGregor, yeah.
I mean, come on, he's Conor McGregor, but
yeah.
But nobody has ever called him out, and that's the mark of a feared fighter. Like,
And
shit,
it's
I got my
scary. It's
ass
scary.
beat. Barboza moved divisions.
Dustin
that.
Poirier never called him out.
Poirier never called him out. Gaethje is still not called him out.
Yeah.
I mean, Gaethje is not called out anybody after that.
Yeah.
And who can blame him?
Yeah, well, these things happen, but who to blame, who not to blame, we'll need to see, because this card was absolutely fantastic. All finishes, it was exciting. It started at 7:30, not at like 3:30, 4:30.
Somesh, there's one person you can definitely blame is our guest who's coming up today. We have a very special guest joining us, and you want to lead us into who that it might be, and after when it might be.
Well, we have a very, very special guest joining us. After the short break, we will be live with none other than the versatile actor, the guy from Dum Maro Dum, the guy from Dhobi Ghat, Mr. Pratik Babbar himself. Woo! He's going to be with us after the short break. See you guys on the other side.
Hey everybody, let me tell you a little bit about what happened on the IVM Podcast Network this week. On Cyrus Says, Cyrus was joined by Irfan Pabani, who is an old friend of his. They talk about the rich flavors of Indian food and Parsi food specifically. He was also joined by author and historian William Dalrymple. They discuss literature, history, and the culture of the Indian subcontinent. And let me give you a few quick things to check out. Chuck, aka Deepak Gopal Krishnan of Simplified and the Origin of Things fame, has Rohan Joshi, formerly of AIB, on his show. Also on this round is on me. Gautam Purohit of Thakur's Bhojnalaya was on. On the note, Maruk Inayat talks about the cabinet reshuffle. And do check out Global Victoria Tech Talks. We talk about the booming gaming and edutech industries in Australia. Do follow us on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram to keep up what's going on the network. And I'd like to finally thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cred, Ciet, and Global Victoria. Thank you so much for making this possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Fighting Goat. I'm your host, Arjun, aka Mystic Chips, with the superhuman camera.
Woohoo!
We have someone really, really special joining us today. No, hang on. I will do it the right way.
Okay.
And now, we are live from the IVM Podcast Studios in Mumbai. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a wrestler and jiu-jitsu fighter, weighing in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Bandra, Mumbai, Maharashtra, the reigning, defending, undisputed actor, philanthropist, and MMA fighter, Pratik the Nasty Babbar.
Wow, that was awesome.
Welcome to the show, Babbar Sher. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, brothers. Such a pleasure.
We got drunk watching Bruce Buffer last night, so I think this was Somesh's good idea.
It's time.
Oh man, what a pleasure! What a pleasure!
What a pleasure!
What a
It's so
pleasure.
good to see you. It's been a year now.
It's been a year. It's been a year.
It's been 1 year
It's
already.
been 1 year since the UFC. What was it called? Fight.
The Sony show, The Ultimate Guide.
The Ultimate Guide. There we go. It's been a year. Yeah, it's been a year.
Wow,
And
it's been 1 year. And this man has still not replied to my WhatsApp messages.
Really? No, man.
I'm just kidding. I'm
really bad with WhatsApp messages. I'm a flake. But listen, guys, feels like yesterday coming back and talking to you guys and just back in the mix and with this positive energy and it just feels like we were
man, Pratik, you're looking so fit. You're looking so
dude.
wonderful.
I don't even want to go
glad
there.
To see you.
I don't want to go into Pratik Babbar's fitness because it just makes me feel like shit.
Come on.
It's knee injuries.
Be inspired. Be inspired.
Be inspired. I get it. Yeah, it's Monday. Okay, and I'm drinking on a fucking Monday. What do you think? What do you think is happening here?
I'm joining you with my coffee.
Well, if that's the code word for it, but
let's call it coffee. Asha, is that my coffee with Karan was such a success? I'm going to get beaten up for this.
Coffee with Arjun and Somesh.
Yeah. Well,
next hit show coming on Colors now.
Well, your Karan Arjun are right here. But guys, diving straight into it, Pratik, so good to have you. Good to see you again. It doesn't seem that it's been 1 year, but at the same time, the passion, the enthusiasm, the pureness is still there in you. What has happened over the last 1 year? How have things improved for you? What have you been doing? Let's start with that.
Somesh, pleasure. First off, pleasure is all mine to be here. And thank you for such a kind introduction. Like you said, it's been one hell of a year. It's been one hell of a roller coaster ride for all of us. It's been very unpredictable. But hey, here we are, surviving. It's been an eventful year for me, Somesh and Arjun. I have post-lockdown, I think from October, I have finished about 5 projects back to back.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
इसलिए जब Google पे इनका नाम आता है तो first network कितना है?
अरे यार ये गलत है यार. ये गलत है यार. कुछ network नहीं है. I'm trying to build.
Listen, I think for your first search, for your first search to come out as XYZ net worth means you've crossed a certain threshold.
Really?
Not like these 5 figures I have in my account, which I call a bank account.
Yeah.
That's really odd, actually.
But that's really good. Really good. In fact, 5 projects because you're on TV, you're on OTT platforms, you're doing films.
Lionsgate.
I think we saw.
Yes, first show for Lionsgate. First
fantastic
show for Lionsgate.
There is so much happening.
Excited. Yes, brother. Yes,
not just it's not just the projects. When we spoke to you, Pratik, like a year ago, and we saw you with your team. You're one of the few actors that has embraced the mix. There are guys like Vidyut Jambal. And Tiger Shroff, who've been athletes and have been doing some sort of mixed martial art throughout their lives,
gymnasts basically.
But you are stop it. Abhi se chalu tera.
I am obsessed. Obsessed.
Yeah, you've gotten into the sport. You got into the sport
absolutely
because
I have to let you guys know on a little development in my life.
Congratulations.
Mr. Javier Mendez has started following me.
Oh, wow.
Habib's coach. I couldn't believe it.
AKA for life.
AKA, man.
AKA, baby.
I sent Bossman a message. I'm like, this is such a huge honor for me, coach. Thank you for the follow.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's no Black House because I'm a little biased. Black House was the training camp that trained guys like Anderson Silva, Shogun Hua, Wanderlei Silva, Lyoto Machida, Junior Dos Santos.
Oh, and what names, man! Oh,
yeah, man, big guys,
fucking legendary names, man.
Absolutely,
big guys.
It doesn't get bigger than these guys. But it's we actually this was our plan. We wanted to call you back after a while because we've been seeing how you've been training.
Please, guys, I'm part of the fam. Come on,
absolutely. And no, Somesh and I we decided that we're going to come and train with you, man.
You guys, listen,
why not?
We have to have a crack. Let's go. Let's show.
Did you see the videos of Somesh and I though? We went crazy, dude. So this is not for anybody who's listening, who's a purist and who actually wants to do MMA properly. Do not follow these orders.
Yeah,
because we were waiting for a fight card to start. It was, I think, Cyril Gane versus Volkov, which was the heavyweights a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, good fight.
Yeah. And we were drinking. We got drunk. We decided that we're now
on coffee.
Yeah,
on coffee. Of course.
And we were saying that how are we going to stay awake? So let's start beating each other up.
Yeah.
Let's start sparring.
Hilarious.
We sparred for 2 hours, dude.
That's hilarious.
Oh man. With all those kebabs in our stomach and
and without mouth guards, without groin guards, we're kicking the shit out of each other.
Man, listen, I have never worn a groin guard. Actually, I should start wearing one.
Yeah. None of us are dads as yet. So guys, please wear groin guards.
I can't say pakka. tha, but
Okay,
not
official
that
dads.
not that we know of.
that's a good way to put it. Literally, somebody can be saying, "Tu janta hai mera baap kaun hai?" They're like, really, no,
नहीं,
actually,
नहीं
I
जानता हूँ.
really don't know. होगा वो goat वाला कोई तो किधर.
Exactly. Dharki Buddhas, both of y'all. Dharki Buddhas.
So listen, guys, does GOAT GOAT stand for something? Or is it just
the greatest of all time?
Oh yes, that I know. No, of course,
Huh.
that I know. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought fighting goat would over here specifically.
Oh,
was something else. It's
no,
the
so
same
basically,
thing.
it's the greatest of all time.
Baseball.
You're on
Yeah.
you're on the show about talking about the greatest
The
of all
greatest.
times in terms of any kind of boxing,
Yeah.
MMA, everything. And we actually, it was so funny that, we did the Sony show for so long. And
Yeah.
then Mr. Kamala and I decided that we must, get onto a platform where we can actually be a little more, how do I put it, free and talk about more than just the UFC. We
Mhm.
wanted to
Yes.
talk about
Absolutely.
the other organizations. You want to talk about
Yes.
guys like, we want to talk about boxing. When you look at Canelo Alvarez and
Oh.
we describe his fucking movement, his unbelievable
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia.
Garcia.
Oh my
Man.
God.
What a
Man,
prodigy.
that kid,
Jesus.
what a legend that kid is. Wow.
Man, by the time I pick up my glass and take a sip, he's already landed 16 combinations.
Yes,
And
exactly.
how old is he? Like 21?
Yeah, just 21,
Yeah,
22, man.
yeah, he's a
Oh.
young guy.
What a bright future.
Dude, he's a
Extreme-
stud, man. I mean,
Oh, man, really.
and then we go back, but nobody provides you with the kind of entertainment and gossip, apart from the amazing fights. But last week, I think not last week, but the last 15 days, we've been looking at pictures of Conor McGregor. And
Yeah.
Somesh and I actually have been on the same side of this for once, and that's
Yeah.
why we wanted to ask you. Like, we did an entire show last week on, the bullshit of trash talking. Trash talking goes wrong
Sure.
very easily. And you got to be able to handle it. and
Especially
maintain
with Conor McGregor.
it with Conor McGregor.
Absolutely.
But don't you think the world has gotten a bit too harsh on him for what he said?
Yes and no. Yes, I think people are being harsh, but you can't attack the family, man. I support.
Yeah.
I support that. I support the you can't attack the family and the wife and
Nobody attacked Tyson when he said that he's going to eat their babies.
that's true.
See, but the thing is that Tyson is Tyson. So
I was just going to say that. It was
You know,
Tyson,
nobody better attack him.
do you remember that clip? It was like, you, beep, beep, beep. I'm going to come and beep you out. Beep, 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 beep. You little white beep.
Oh man, that
Oh, my God.
press conference. was
Even
Oh, my
Jones,
God.
man. I mean, Jones did it to Cormier, and he called Cormier, the another word for a cat, and
Yes.
on national television, and then he said, and Cormier said, if I see you, I'll spit in your face.
Yeah.
And Jones said, if you do that, I will kill you where you stand live.
Yeah.
I mean, this shit has existed for so long. I
It
don't know
has.
why people are making
It
such
has.
a big deal about it.
It's the name of the game. It comes with the territory, man. Absolutely. But some things are harsh to hear. Like, I mean, I guess it depends on a person to person to kind of accept that or make an opinion, I guess. But I mean, say what you want to the fighter, say what you want about him and his appearance, and I think attacking the family. I don't know. I just
I think
felt
that's a
not
fair
right.
point. Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
a fair
yeah.
point.
I just felt, it was hurtful for me because when I saw it, because I'm like, man, Dustin's working hard. He has really worked hard for so many years to come out of that loss from Conor and work his way up. And to hear I felt bad for him. I'm like, man, you didn't deserve to hear that about your wife and stuff like that, So I guess it's just that, but just the effort these guys put in, and then to hear that on national television when the entire world hears it, I think it's a little embarrassing. If you ask me.
True.
But hey, it's part of the business, it's part of the game. I also, including, have to take it with a pinch of salt, knowing it exists and
Dude, it's not just athletes. It happens to anybody famous. I mean, if you're even semi-famous, I mean, I'm not saying that we're very famous yet, but Somesh and I, we started doing the Sony show, and in the comments, we would hear
Yeah.
only trash talk. And
really.
Somesh is a sweet guy, man. He took it to heart. And I told him,
Oh man,
I
yes.
was
I
a
was like, dude, what the
thick-skinned
hell, man?
ass. It didn't make a difference to me. I'm like, oh, keep it coming. I don't give a shit.
I'm ready. I got my hands up.
I don't even need my hands out. I got my hands behind my back. Woo, what you got?
All right.
Bitches. No, but I think trash talk, it can spiral out of control, but sometimes it just makes a fighter crazier. Like, it makes you more motivated. Like Brock, when he faced Mayer the second time, Somesh, you saw what he fucking did to him.
Oh man, that was crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
He just lunchboxed him out there.
It was horrible. I've never seen somebody get beaten that bad.
But you know what? It really makes a difference. Whatever said and done, trash talk makes a difference. It does get under the skin of the opposition fighter. Totally, man. It makes a difference. It gets you wound up. And you might have to rethink your strategy because you're just all fired up and.
But chalo, trash talk aside, we've been talking about your trainers training with almost every celebrity. I'm sure you have a little bit of trash talk reserved for that also. I thought you were exploring me first.
I mean, totally. Listen, he's all yours. But I'm for all these other kids, if I may say. if I make all them kids, because there's levels. Quoting Izzy, there's levels to this shit.
There's levels to this game. Huh?
No, I'm just kidding. No, but totally. We have a little laugh, and I'm like, listen, ask them to send me 5%. Ask all of them to send me 5%.
Fair enough, man.
But it's a joke. Hey, what the hell? I'm happy that people are inspired to train and indulge in mixed martial arts because of me. And totally, man. Hey, I'm happy. More the merrier. My coach is my guy. Rohit gets more clients, gets more money, gets paid more. Why not?
True.
So that is my lookout. This man deserves everything. Rohit, I am what I am today. Whatever I've learned. Every little skill is because of Rohit, so I owe my entire game to him, and all my entire skill set to Rohit. But yeah, we do have a laugh. Saying, "Acha, abhi ye bhi phone kar raha hai. Acha, wo bhi phone kar raha hai. Acha, usko bol ek kaam." We have a little joke, ek kaam karte coach. Sabko na line lagao. एक रिंग में भेजो मेरे साथ एक राउंड भेजो रिंग में मेरे साथ केज में मजा आएगा. He's like.
So yeah, Somesh and I have been constantly talking about the fact that so many Bollywood stars. Yes, sir, we are always recording.
Oh,
can hear everything all the
shit.
time.
Oh my God, I don't smoke. I was. There's some smoke in my house.
No, I mean, but that's the thing. A lot of guys. I mean, you're a big fan of the Diaz's.
Oh,
Diaz brothers.
Yes, sir.
And they are known notoriously for their smoking.
We are
at press conferences and everywhere.
I am a Diaz disciple. I am a proud Diaz disciple.
They are actually. It's surprisingly how it's. They've been supporters of cannabis and marijuana forever, and they've been and they constantly talking. They're not just they're not just potheads who sit in the corner. They've been they are. Do you know that they run triathlons? They do triathlons despite everything, and they keep themselves in ridiculous fight shape.
Yeah.
And they say that the weed calms them down. Do you see? Do you see it? Do you think there's a science involved in this? Does that happen?
I think there is, because I've read some articles, Arjun, about the combination of mixed martial arts, of any martial art rather, martial arts and marijuana. It is it's a spiritual connection. I have read articles that it does kind of, I can't put a finger on it, I can't really explain it, but it's hand in glove. You know what I mean? Sure. Yeah, man, I'm a live example of it. I hope NCDE doesn't pick me up now.
No, that's the thing. I mean, you people, everybody, I think almost half the world has decriminalized the use of THC and marijuana because of its health benefits. Absolutely, so I think it's a matter of time before it comes to India, because India, at the end of the day, we're a practical country.
Yeah,
and we have a lot of intelligent people who live here, and eventually it's going to, the US had it criminalized till about 2 years ago. So
sure.
I mean, how can
land of GSP is all legal. Canada is all legal.
Really?
Absolutely all legal everywhere.
GSP. That's another guy, man. We rave about like crazy on the fighting court.
What a man.
Incredible guy. I mean, this guy has never been busted for anything. No drug test issues. Has always come in shape. Is a consummate professional. Came back after a 5-year layoff and came back to win the middleweight title against Michael Bisping.
At 38? Was he 37, 38?
I think 37, 38. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. There's still hope for Conor McGregor.
I don't understand why there isn't. The guy's only 32. And like a lot of fighters that they say, it's hard to get out of bed knowing that you're worth almost $1 billion.
Yeah.
And that to fight. Fighting is it's a hard sport. No matter how evolved it gets, and no matter how amazing and technical and beautiful it is a sport. You're in the hurt business.
Absolutely.
You are going to get brutalized in the gym before you even do in the cage.
Absolutely.
So what drives somebody? I mean, like you've been training every day for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like apart from I love training as well, but there are some days that I wake up and I'm like, shit, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So what pushes you, man?
Wow, I think it's just the obsession of the art, Arjun. I'm just so obsessed with all forms of it. It's just, I love the flow it gives my body. I love how it's just very cathartic. I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very cathartic process. When I finish training and you know, when you're just lying there, literally you're dying and you're drenched in sweat. But there's no better feeling.
You know, Somesh and I talk about this a lot. It's, you know, we get criticized in the past because we don't wear mouth guards, we don't wear gloves, and it's
guys,
stupid.
Please, guys,
it's
please.
stupid. I know it's stupid. I know it's stupid.
But you guys need to look good on your show as well. Not just say the right things.
No, so the thing is that we do that, and it's you know, it's a weird thing. There's a lot of fighters that collude to this because they agree that it's a pain that they can get used to. That first shot which hits you flush in the face, or you get hit in the body, it's a weird thing because we enjoy it. I enjoy that little bit of pain that comes, that hits you in the right spot. Not too hard. I mean, you know, when you start. That's why they say in MMA, you know, your chance to knock somebody out is usually in the first few minutes.
Way higher, yeah. Also,
because you're not warmed up and your face is not numb enough. Because once you eat a couple of shots, your face starts going numb. And once you go numb, you can take those shots.
Yeah.
Guys like Diaz's, you better knock him out in the first 30 seconds. Because after that, you're not going to get a chance to knock him out.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. And do you notice this? Do you feel the same thing? Do you feel that when you're training, that the longer you go, the more you enjoy it?
Absolutely. More I enjoy it, the better flow I get, the faster I get. Obviously, by the end of it, you're just you can't move by the end of it.
That's true.
But it's that, you know, it's gradual. I think if you compare it with 100%, I think when you hit about 60, 70 you are full throttle. You know what I mean? And it's at 60, 70 to about 100, you are absolutely full throttle, and then you're just dead, you know. But like, bang on, Arjun. It's gradual. It's but when you're in that, you know, those prime
zone,
few minutes, that prime zone, you are an absolute killer, man. I feel like an absolute killer.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it. I remember when I'm boxing or I'm doing whatever I'm doing, it's even if I'm hitting a bag solo and you start whacking that bag to the point where your shins hurt.
Yeah.
Your shins are hurting more and more and more and more and more. And you keep whacking it. And I remember I was training with another friend of mine called Rahul.
Welcome, guys.
And welcome back, Mr.
I'm sorry.
Kamra.
There's been a tech glitch.
The star is back.
No, I'm sorry.
One half of the fighting goat is back.
I'm just a guy with a poor laptop, so things happen.
Poor laptop. Sara 12,000 square foot ka 3 gym hai aur laptop poor hai.
Oof.
Logic.
No, listen. Next week we need to see Somesh Kamra net worth on Google next.
Yeah, it'll be like some 5 lakh rupees or something.
Oh, but Somesh, we were having a very interesting conversation.
Please
about and you know, Somesh is again, he's my bro, man. We both come from that same old school bleed first mindset.
Yeah,
sadly,
just bleed, boys.
And we were talking about the pain, the good pain that comes in sparring. You know, that good pain where your shins hurt and you feel that numbness in the leg because of the leg kicks and the body's aching and the face is. I mean,
it's a lifestyle, man.
None of us woke up in the sparring till we tagged each other on the face.
Exactly.
So he hit me on my nose. I caught him with an uppercut. Then we were like, okay, let's go.
See, you know what happens? You know that the old school fans or the old school followers of the sport were always from that Just Bleed era. You know, like that Nick Diaz, Nate Diaz kind of guys.
Absolutely.
You know, who come in with a thing that, boss, I don't warm up till round 3.
Machida.
Round 4 and 5 are just it actually when the game starts, and there are guys who say that, I don't want to be touched,
who is that, Somesh?
Who is that guy?
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley, really?
Face. Show me your face, Sean O'Malley. Show me your face.
O'Malley doesn't like to get touched.
Sage Northcutt. All these
Oh,
Tommy
yes,
Hilfiger underwear models that come and become fighters.
Oh my God.
Edit, guys. Edit.
We wanted no, kabhi mat karo. Surohini, if you're hearing this, please don't.
only after Chhatri comes on can we put this on. But before Chhatri, no, please no.
Oh my God. No,
But yeah, these brawls are really what make fighters. So
Absolutely.
In fact, Arjun and me had this discussion where of late the sport has evolved so much that the fighters are looking to actually be careful, fight more times, get more money. But there are these guys like Conor and Diaz who go in there and say, boss, it's kill.
I just don't give a beep. Yeah.
I don't give a to be honest.
Exactly.
I don't give a fuck.
They just gonna go there and they're gonna kill or be killed. And I love that
Absolutely.
attitude because that is what fighting is. See, we still talk about those old Pride days, and the Pride days relive those times where Kimuras used to actually break the arm.
Oh yeah, man.
The
Frank
Nogueira
Mir.
brothers.
Oh.
Oh man, they didn't submit.
Mir.
They just didn't submit. They're like, listen, you break it. I don't care.
Dude, Tony Ferguson, man.
Ferguson.
Tony Ferguson, the
Against
king.
Charles
King.
Oliveira.
Oh, oof. Yeah.
Dude, Oliveira almost
Justin
took that-
Gaethje.
Gaethje, yeah.
Dude, Charles Oliveira almost took Tony Ferguson's arm back to Brazil. And Tony was like, हाँ, मैं भी आता हूँ, मैं भी चलता हूँ.
ले यार.
ले,
He
तू.
did.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
मेरे पास
man.
एक और है.
Dude, that entire era of guys like Wanderlei Silva, Brian Stan, Chris Lieben, Shogun
Lieben,
Rua,
man.
Rampage Jackson, Chuck Liddell.
What about the famous rivalry between Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock?
Man.
Oh my
Chuck
God.
Liddell, Kem Shamrock, all these
Dude,
guys. God.
Oh man.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That is genuine hate. That is like, I don't like this guy. I want to take his head off, and I'm doing it legally.
Yeah.
I'm doing it inside the octagon. I'm doing it legally. I'm going to get paid for it, and people are going to come watch me do it. And I love that. I love that attitude. That culture is something very different, which I feel unfortunately has got too refined of age, and people are now looking good and
More,
suits and all of that.
Yeah.
It's just become too refined, and honestly, that's a part of any sport. I mean, look at Kapil Dev versus Virat Kohli. It's that entire thing of रात को एक whiskey पियेंगे, एक पराठा खाएंगे और कर जाके bowling करेंगे. But in today's era, it's more of that 68 grams of carbs and 23 grams of protein.
Yeah.
How many picograms? John Jones.
Ipoh. Well, speaking of Ipoh, Mr. Ipoh is fighting in the coming week. So,
Who's Mr. Ipoh?
TJ Dillashaw.
Oh, is he? Oh, he is. He
man,
is.
He's coming back after his suspension, man.
Who
Years,
is he?
I think.
Who's he fighting again?
Cody
Sandhagen.
That
Bantamweight division.
Cody No Love.
No, that's Garbrandt. That's Cody
Garbrandt.
No Blood Garbrandt. Sandhagen is in the bantamweight division. Deadly, tall, vicious striker, grappler. He's been on a tear. He's known for his flying knees. He's been knocking fools out.
You know
And
what?
this-
We should watch a fighting card with Pratik.
Oh yeah, it has to happen.
Listen, we have to make this happen. We have to make this happen.
It has to happen.
If we
When
wake
is
up
what?
in the morning.
No, I wake up. No matter.
Oh, yeah?
No,
Me-
I'm
No.
too.
Fighting cards at
Meat
my
and chips
place
also.
start at 3 a.m. Huh?
setting alarms and everything, man.
3
That's
a.m.
awesome.
boss. You have to come in at 2 o'clock. Nobody
I'm in.
sleeps. We drink
I'm
through the
in.
night and then we watch the fight card.
I'm in. I'm bringing my whole kit. I'm bringing the gloves. I'm bringing the pads.
Done. Let's do
Done.
it.
It's going to be a
Let's
blast,
do it.
man. We've got enough room here. No problem.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, UFC 265 is going to be live on
But
Insta
listen,
and
when is
Facebook
when
with
is
Pratik Babar.
I just heard some, maybe it was a rumor, but they're working on Colby and Usman, and they're working on
It's got to be Colby and Usman.
Colby
It has to
Usman. I think
Yeah.
there's a trilogy for Figueroa and Brendan also. And
Not
Yes.
bad. That's a good fight. That's
That's
a
a
good fight to make.
very good fight.
Yeah.
Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno needs to happen. I
Oh
mean,
wow!
Yeah.
But listen,
Yeah.
I love the switch in Figueroa, man.
Man.
I love the I actually didn't like him because he was kind of a nasty dude, and just his attitude was nasty. But man, that switch was so good to see when he lost.
The thing is, with guys like Figueiredo, these are the Sumesh, we talked about it just now. These are the old school guys where they're not fighting for the sport; they're fighting for blood. They're fighting. They want to kill you. He's going to come in there and take your head off. And they are nasty leading up to the fight also.
Absolutely.
They're not your friend. He's not there to make buddies with you. He's not your friend. He's not going to sit down and chill with you.
Kill or be killed.
That is such a valid point because that's exactly what I like. See, most of the fighters that came back in the late 90s, they were guys who were underprivileged, who were off the streets, who didn't have food to eat. They were guys like they used to go in the cage and they used to be like, dude, if I don't win this, I cannot put food on my family's plate.
Absolutely, yeah, man. That is.
But off late people are coming from privileged backgrounds. They don't care, and it's like, yeah, okay, fine. I'm doing it because I like doing it, not because maybe I have to do it.
Maybe
and look at the Mexicans. Brandon Moreno.
Oh, what a kid, man!
Brandon Moreno, man. And he looked.
What heart!
He looks like a guy who probably sells tacos in Mexico. So he doesn't have that
so racist.
Oh my God!
But
so racist.
But he's a guy who came in, and man, that guy, guy who Sean O'Malley fought. Man, he hung
Chito Vera, man.
Marlon
freaking Vera.
Chito Vera was Abil, the green hair
guy who just fought.
No.
The green hair guy.
Moutinho.
Chris Moutinho. Chris Moutinho hung in there like he didn't want to go back to his job.
Beast. Absolute beast.
Man, I love that. And that's what we need. We need the guys who are flinging. We need the guys who are hungry. I love that attitude. We need those.
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway.
Max Holloway
is on God mode now. I mean, what he did to Calvin Qatar is
crazy.
I won't be surprised if I don't see Calvin Qatar for the next year and a half.
Easily.
He took off 2 years out of his life. He took off 2 years of his life.
You think so? That long?
Dude, no, I mean, look, man, after any fight, the kind of damage you take is ridiculous. And the amount of head strikes, the numbers that Holloway landed in that fight were compared to boxing. It's like Chicharito would land those kind of numbers.
Right.
And it's like 600 fucking punches, man.
Savage.
Absolute savage.
No, speaking of savages, though, I mean, Pratik Babbar is a savage of his own, and he's got a little grudge match coming up with another celebrity I've heard. You want to inform us on the fighting court? Who is going to be?
Oh man, listen, you guys are putting me. You guys are
Varun only, yeah.
Well, you know what? Speaking of a celebrity charity match which is coming up, I think last year Pratik had called out Varun Dhawan, and then Varun Dhawan hired the same coach that Pratik is training with. Something along those lines.
Yes, that did happen. Varun Dhawan is training with my guy.
Wow, that's similar. With John Jones, Rashad Evans.
I know, exactly. John Jones, Rashad.
That happened.
It's happening. It will happen.
Not just Varun Dhawan. Actually, there's Siddhant Chaturvedi. There is some
that
more
rapper and that
correct. There's some
boy. Gully boy.
There's some more cats. Obviously, Ali Fazal is training with him. Some more cats.
So we've got a whole fight card. We've got a whole fight card here.
We've got women. We've got women also. We've got
women also.
We've got Urvashi Rotella. We've got Asha Negi. We have Priya Banerjee. We have who else do we have? Murnal Thakur.
Very interesting. So this is a properly stacked fight card now.
This is a stacked celebrity fight card.
I'm just I'm calling up Sean Shelby right now and saying,
just do it, dude. I can already see this selling out for over 1.5 million pay-per-view buys.
Charity.
No,
let's do some corona vaccines, for the
correct, exactly.
For the
give it out to the poor man.
Let's do it.
Just give it out to. Dude, come on, Pratik. But honestly, Pratik, you got to call out Varun Dhawan. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while.
Varun, where you at, motherfucker? You're working for you're taking
everything I got.
if you're watching, let's go, brother. the way Connor said it. Let's go, brother. Let's go.
Oh man,
I love that. I love that.
I think the model that the World Wrestling Federation used to have, with the charity matchups where, Floyd Mayweather came and took on the Big Show, or, XYZ came on and took on somebody else. And they had a lot of these charity matchups. I think that is what's missing from a lot of sports in our part of the world.
Totally.
And I would love if you actually got into an exhibition match just with Varun. Like, I mean, no bad blood and none of that shit.
Absolutely not. No, just for
charity, man.
Absolutely, have a crack for the.
At least there's so many struggling athletes in this country. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys how much money goes to cricket versus everything else.
It's sad, man.
The disparity is ridiculous. So it would be amazing if we could do something like that just to raise money for the kids who want to learn.
And create more awareness about this beautiful sport, man. Arjun, Somesh, there's such a niche, a niche community, man. Guys, it needs to grow. It needs to grow. There's so much you can learn from this sport. So much about life, about yourself. So much one can grow from this sport. Not just within the sport, but in our own lives. Absolutely, man. We need to put this sport on the map. We need to create more awareness.
I mean, that's one of our goals, man. It's a fighting goat. Is we're here for entertainment. We're here to give you the news about the MMA world, but we want to make sure that they can somewhere give back to the community.
We are
and it cannot happen without guys like you, man. Pratik, you're a young entrepreneur, you're a philanthropist, you're an actor, you have a powerful image in society, and you can make change happen on the ground.
And I'm part of the fam.
You're part of the fighting goat.
I'm part of the fighting goat fam, absolutely. And hey, man, absolutely, we need to make this happen. I mean, we are better people training MMA. We are better people training MMA.
Very true.
Makes us better people.
And nothing better than an influential person and a character like Pratik, who's training in the sport, who also is an advocate of the sport. So I think this combination is so perfect where, we have a good team, we have good guys on board.
Can you imagine the press conferences where, where Pratik will have not only his own persona, but then we're going to make him do like Conor McGregor or make him do Nate Diaz. And just the call outs of one by one.
Whatever, man. If you want to do Nate, I can do a Nate. Yeah, man. I'm ready. Come on. That I'm ready. One second, let's go, motherfuckers. Let's go. I'm ready.
That is gold. That is gold.
Nate Diaz in the house, bitches.
That is gold, dude.
God, that is outstanding. That is outstanding.
These bitches don't know what real is. I'm real, motherfucker.
Who the fuck is that fuck coming and talking about shit to me? I'd love it if Varun Dhawan broke out as Conor McGregor. That'd be hilarious. The fuck is that fuck?
Oh, man. I can't believe this.
We should call it Gary Magat to do his GSP. To tell you the truth, I'm not impressed by your performance. Gary is a flyweight, 1FC flyweight fighter, and he's a stud. This guy is one of the toughest guys I've met and sweetest guys that we know. He was on our show, and this guy is Indian Canadian.
Oh, no way! He stays in Canada.
He stays in Vancouver. And he trains with some of the best gyms. He trained with TriStar, he trained with GSP, trained with Misha Tate. He's a big fighter, and he has one of the most uncanny GSP impressions in the world.
Man, it was outstanding.
You close your eyes and you'll just think it's GSP.
Well, listen, that man, something else. GSP. Oh, yeah, something else. What a great representation of the sport. What a him and Wonder Boy, man. I'm a huge Wonder Boy fan. I am absolutely
the nicest. The NMF of the industry.
Massive NMF fan, man. He's such a nice guy, man. I'm like, dude, you're too nice.
Yeah, he is. He's a bit too nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And after getting beaten up, I think, oh, great fight. Thank you. Let's hug and all that.
Dude, there was this fight.
This guy just beat the living hell out of you. Chill out.
Before the Gilbert fight, before he had fought, I think
Vicente Luque. He fought
Luque.
In the middle of, I think it was the third round or something like that. And this guy was pretty beat up, and he was like, he threw a punch, and he's like, "You good, bro?" I'm like, who does that in the middle of the fight after throwing a punch?
No, hang on. I got one better for you. The greatest bhaichara moment in in fight history was seeing two fighters, legendary Mirko Cro Cop and a guy called Pat Barry, who is Rose Namajunas' his boyfriend or husband.
Yeah.
And they were in the middle. They hugged at least 6 times.
Yeah.
And the referee had to say, "Can you guys fight? Finish the bloody thing, man. I get it, you're friends." They have videos of them singing Duran Duran in the car together.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
It's in there.
Wow.
I love it. Dude, be
Wow.
friends, but you gotta fight, man.
Dude,
They really
what
didn't want to fight each
characters?
other.
What characters?
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What a sport, man. What a sport. What a sport.
That's the beauty of this sport, man. They're
Absolutely.
bloodthirsty killers, but fighters are some of the most amazing and fun people to party with. They're the nicest guys.
Right
The last
on.
people who'll be looking to get into a fight. Last people.
Right on.
Absolutely.
matter what happens.
Absolutely.
Right on.
Man, so that was such a beautiful interaction with the man himself,
Oh, wait.
Pratik Babar. Pratik, thank you so much for your time.
Yes, sir.
Thank
everything
you,
that you
guys.
do to the
Thank you,
sport.
guys. Let's
And
go.
keep posting
Woo.
videos. We all are following you on Instagram. We're seeing your
Absolutely.
videos. Keep the handiwork going. And we look forward on seeing UFC 265 live with Pratik
Together.
Babar.
Yes, sir.
Tuned.
Training sessions due.
Training session has to happen. It has to
Dude,
happen.
Absolutely.
Yes,
It's going to happen
brothers.
soon. And it's going to be on
Absolutely.
Instagram. So you guys can,
Yes,
know,
sir.
just come and comment on how good I am. or something.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
well,
So
he is
excited.
he is going to be the referee in that one. So they're going to say, yeah, that was very good. You said, are you ready to fight? Are you ready to fight? Let's go.
Oh man, what a pleasure! What a pleasure, guys! What
Thank
a
you so
pleasure.
much, Pratik.
I have. How do I put this? I'm a self-proclaimed part of the fam. Was that the right way to say it?
No, you are part of the fam. Don't worry about it.
You are part of the fam, obviously.
Man, I totally feel like I'm part of the fam, and we have to do this more often. And,
We're going to do this next time in person. We're going to do it. We're going to do a live session.
Absolutely. COVID, are you listening to us? COVID, you COVID demons. We're coming. We're coming. We're coming for you.
COVID turns around and says, "I ain't even surprised, motherfucker."
Well, that was super, Pratik.
That was
Thank
so
you so
much
much
fun.
for giving us your time.
Thank you,
and
guys,
giving
for
us
your
your
time. Thank
valuable insights, inputs, everything. We look
Oh,
forward
man,
on doing
this-
this in person.
Absolutely.
And yes, obviously, the training session is going to be there. So, guys, stay
Dude.
tuned to our Insta handles, Twitter handles, Facebook handles, whatever it's called, whatever handles you are on. We're there on all the handles. So, just stay tuned. And we're going to be watching UFC 265 live with Pratik Babar
All
himself.
right. Yes.
Stay tuned.
Yes,
and we
sir.
will see you
The,
right
the
back.
Fighting Goat team watches UFC 265.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Woo.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We'll see you right back after this short break on
Thank
the
you, guys.
Fighting
Thank you.
Goat.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for having me.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Eventually, you'll see the end of your childhood,
Get accustomed to womanhood.
enjoy the experience of sisterhood,
Might get to wifehood
or not, choose motherhood,
or not. You'll learn to define your personhood.
earn a livelihood,
Change the neighborhood.
and get rid of the falsehood that life post academia is easy.
So join me, Natasha,
And me, Ayushi,
on a journey from station starting point.
to station, what now?
Next station, Pudin Station, and hopefully Agla Station, adulthood.
Fresh episodes out every Thursday.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Fighting Goat. You're talking to Arjun, aka Mystic Chips, and the superhuman Somesh Kamra. And we had an incredible conversation with the versatile actor, the smart aficionado, the MMA fan who's actually become quite technical now, Somesh.
Man, he's become
picked
fit,
it up.
huh?
Like he's
become
become fit. He's looking great. He was poor guy. He was under the weather with a little bit of a cold, but otherwise you've seen, like, this is what I love about the fans of this sport, because in just a short time, we spoke to him in about I think 8 months ago for our Sony show, and now his knowledge about the sport has shot up incredibly.
Well, even buying merchandise, we could see that Israel Adesanya T-shirt on him.
Yeah, I saw him. And, I saw him wearing the Joe Rogan podcast T-shirt, and I said, "Get that out of here."
Yeah, but
We love Rogan, but not on this show.
No, I mean, it is only and only The Fighting Goat, which is the best show in India,
Yes.
Asia, soon to be the best show in the world.
And our T-shirts are coming up as well. Our T-shirts are coming out.
And on the best podcast network, ivmpodcast.com.
Yes, sir. Okay, quickly, Somesh, we've got just a few minutes remaining. We've got a great main event coming up next week. Corey Sandhagen takes on the return of TJ Dillashaw. It's been what, 3 years? 3 years now?
Wow, yes, it's been a long time. It's going to be UFC on ESPN 27. TJ Dillashaw versus Sandhagen in the bantamweight division. TJ Dillashaw is coming back after a suspension plus a few months, about 2 years.
COVID also, I think.
6 months, 2 years, 8 months. And he's facing an absolute beast, a man who has knocked out Frankie Edgar in the most vicious way ever, Mr. Corey Sandhagen. So, gentlemen, let's go. Corey Sandhagen versus TJ Dillashaw. What are your predictions for the coming week?
You know, I'm a TJ fan. I'm a Corey fan. It's going to be the biggest winners are going to be us, Somesh.
Absolutely.
We're going to see a banger of a fight. Even if I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, which I have to, and watch the fight,
we have to.
We got to do it. But it's going to be such a scrap. It's going to be very hard to pick because, you know, TJ has gone back and forth. The kind of wars he put on against Renan Barão and Cody Garbrandt and Dominic Cruz. He's been through a lot and has championship experience. Yes. And that counts a lot against, you know, it counts. That mentality is different.
But at the same time, he's coming back after 2.5 years odd, after a ban. You know, it takes a toll mentally on the fighter.
True. And I think he's got a point to prove. I think he has a point to prove. And I think he's going to come out strong. But that being said, he's taking on a very tough cookie in Sandhagen. Sandhagen has found a purpose. The way he talks, the way he's moving, all eyes are on that belt. So I'm kind of leaning towards... Screw it. TJ Dillashaw for the...
Oh, no! Okay, you know what? I knew it. You know, you're the kind of guy who said, listen, coffee is amazing, coffee is this, coffee is that, but I love tea. Well, that's a beautiful prediction because you praised Sandhagen for like 20 minutes and then chose TJ Dillashaw. So I, in this case, would be on the opposite side of the table. I would be going for Corey Sandhagen for this one. I have my own reasons too. I think he's on an absolute tear. His mindset is correct. TJ Dillashaw has a lot of pros, but I do feel the 2 years, 8 months is going to count very heavily. So yes,
dude, it didn't affect Misha.
Oh yeah. You know, it didn't affect her, but at the same time, she's
okay. You know, catch up with us like close to the date again, so we can check. Like near Friday, let me watch how the training's going and stuff. Then we'll figure it out.
Well, if you want to hear more from Mystic Chips and Superhuman Kamra, you can log on to our handles, Instagram and on Twitter. But as of now, it's TJ Dillashaw for Mystic Chipal and it's Corey Sandhagen for Somesh Superhuman Kamra. You can reach us on our Insta and Twitter handles. For me, it is Somesh.Kamra on Instagram, Somesh_Kamra on Twitter, and Mystic Chips, your handles.
On Instagram, it's Arjun_Chipalkatti, and on Twitter, it's @Mystic Chipal. Tell us, talk to us, say whatever you want, reach out to us for your chance to win some cool merchandise, some fridge magnets, and possibly some t-shirts too of the Fighting Goat.
Absolutely.
So don't miss out on this chance, guys. Come talk to us.
And also see Mystic Chipal and Tufan.
Oh yeah, yes. For 5 seconds of seeing me commentating on Tufan, yes. Feel free to tune into the movie and catch me there as well.
Only on Amazon Prime, but yeah, still they're not our sponsors just as yet.
Exactly.
So we're just going to be, mumbling about them. But yes, but for more exciting shows, log on to ivmpodcast.com. Check out some really exciting shows, and do not miss to click on the Fighting Goat. Get a chance to win some exciting prizes. And see you later next time, same place, only on the Fighting Goat.
Namaskar, dear friends. My name is Ashish Vidyarthi. Life, as you know, is a journey. And you and I, travelers, how can we celebrate this travel? I have a podcast for you, Begin the Journey. I share stories and moments from my life. Do tune in every Monday and Thursday to listen to my podcast on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcast from. Cheers.
Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, struggling with too many obstacles, don't know where your life is headed? Well, if you are dealing with one or all of these, tune into the Positively Unlimited podcast, because in each episode, I share a life lesson, a life hack, a pro tip that can help you get your life back on track. All episodes are available on the IVM website, IVM Podcast app, or wherever it is that you get your podcast from.